hit the mic right now. Oops. What's up, guys? Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. Actually, it's been a pretty long week. It's Thursday. I'm gonna try to get these things. Hold on. Oops, I had that mic still on there. I'm gonna start trying to do some of the live streams a little bit earlier, but right now, just because of work schedule, trying to get things, just done and all that, it's tough because I'm doing a lot of filming right now, a lot of editing for Cobra Kai right now. So it's like it's really tough to try to get these in earlier. And so what I've been doing, just because I'm trying to be more efficient right now, is that as I'm filming, like tonight, I filmed Daniel's episode, wearing my Cobra Kai shirt, and just filming it. And then as I'm waiting, like there's always a lot of downtime, man. As I'm like waiting to mix down some of the videos for Cobra Kai, I'm waiting for stuff to happen. There's just like all this downtime, and so this video I think it's supposed to take about 2 hours, I think, to mix down. So I'm like, I might as well get on a live stream and just kind of chat, see if anybody's awake right now, see if anybody wants to chat. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about kind of what's been happening in the last couple of days. So we saw this huge spike when I did season two reaction videos. We had this huge spike in watch time, and it was really cool. It's just cool to see people getting into the videos and things like that. And then it kind of slowed down, and we were just like right at we had already surpassed our watch time, and then to kind of watch us fall backwards just because things kind of slowed down, it was kind of sad, man. So I was a little disappointed. But the cool thing is that I've been making time to do these videos and just knocking them out like one after another, after another, after another, and it's exhausting, man. I'm like trying to power through. It's probably the most videos I've ever released in the span of like a week. I want to say that was my cat Logan just did something, he came racing by, and just trying to knock out as many videos as I can to get to all the characters, and try to wrap up as many episodes as I can. But it's been tough. It's been tough juggling that. So it's literally, I work like 11, 12 hours. Looks like there's 5 people in the chat right now, so that's pretty cool. Hey guys, and just trying to balance it, and it's kind of hectic, man. So I haven't been sleeping. What I do is I come home from work after 12 hours, 11, 12 hours, and then I've been filming, which the filming is probably the easiest portion. I film it, and it takes like 20 minutes to film it because set up the lights, and they're already set up. I haven't torn them down all week. And Art Bar, what's up, dude? Says, who do you think would win between Johnny Lawrence and Mike Barnes? Keep in mind that Johnny Lawrence was a regional champion and Mike Barnes was a national champion. Are you trying to get me to kind of give away some stuff on these videos, these prediction videos? Uh, you know, um, that's a tough one, man. Okay, let's kind of dig into this since you kind of opened this, Art. I think they're pretty. I would say they're kind of similar, but when you look at kind of like when you look at boxers, man, they can be equal. Both experience, both have time, but sometimes it comes down to like attitude, resilience, who can get like pounded and still like have it in their gut that they want to keep fighting. And I saw a lot of that in Mike Barnes, man. I really did, and it's been like forever since I actually saw that Karate Kid part in a long time. It's probably been, I don't know, a couple years, maybe 8 9 years or something like that. And I caught a glimpse of it on TV. I don't know, maybe around the time Cobra Kai first came out, season one, because I think they started doing a lot of replays and they're doing a lot of the Karate Kid movies and things like that. So I caught just a little portion of it. That dude's psycho, man. He's nuts. He's pretty tough. So that's a tough one, man. I don't know who I would. I know where my heart would go. Like always, Johnny, man, you're my dude, man. I appreciate you bringing back this series and allowing us to kind of follow your journey and all that. So he's always gonna be my man. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough one, man. I don't know. What do you think, Art? And by the way, Art, thank you for all of the comments. I've been seeing a lot of comments on the recent videos, and I hope you guys appreciate it, man. I've been working my butt off. Like I'm not sleeping right now. I'll go to sleep at like 2 o'clock in the morning because I'm like editing when I get home and are shooting, editing, mixing them down, and then uploading them to YouTube. And the way that I had normally done these is that I would shoot multiple kind of episodes back to back to back, and I'd edit them, and then I'd load them up like kind of one at a time and release them. But right now, I'm just like pounding them out, uploading them, trying to get them in the same day. And it's tough because I usually don't get home from work till maybe about, I don't know, 6 or 7 o'clock. The other day it was like 8 o'clock because it was just a long day at work. And it's pretty cool though, man. I have a blast. I think it's really cool to see everyone out there engaging in comments and all these other theories that they're bringing to the table, stuff that I never thought about either. So I think it's like such a cool universe. You know what I mean? And what does Art say? Keep in mind that Johnny has a heart and tries to be merciful, while Mike Barnes. Let me see, your comment kind of faded off the screen. While Mike Barnes was a complete heartless psycho who would hurt anybody for his personal. Exactly, and that's where like it gets kind of sticky, man, because you're like, you look at fighters and you look at them, that you admire them and you admire courage, and you admire heart, and then you just got some people that are just tough as nails, don't give a darn, man, and they're just like crazy, like the kind of people you would never want to fight. Mike Barnes reminds me of that. Like he is someone that just goes berserk, that it's like ride or die, life or death. Like this is life or death for them. And there's athletes that are like that too, man. Die like, so it's hard to measure like how, based on, they can have the same set of skills, but it's that drive, it's that fire, man. It's like it makes a huge difference. So it's tough to say. Looks like we got 6 people, 7 people in the chat room. Thank you guys. Hey, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm just kind of impromptu. If you guys can, tweet out the link. I'm probably gonna be on for about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm kind of waiting. I just shot Daniel's prediction for season 3, and so it's actually mixing down right now on the computer. And I think I have about an hour before it's done. I have 46 minutes until it's done, and then once it's done, it takes probably about 45 minutes to upload to YouTube and all that. What's up, Anthony? What's up, dude? Glad to see you here again, man. How are the kids doing? How's all the Muay Thai and all that stuff? And I'm just kind of waiting for it to be loaded tonight. So my goal is to hopefully have it loaded by about 12 o'clock midnight, so that I can release it. And it's been crazy, guys. Like, not to get into too much of the technical stuff, easy from the videos, and it's increasing as each video is being dropped right now, is going like exponential, and it's cool to see. That's like humbling for me, guys. So having you guys on the live stream, I think, is cool, but seeing it move like that, it's pretty crazy. I think we picked up about 65 hours worth of watch time in like 4 days, and that's nuts, man. And it's growing exponentially every day. So that just kind of, I mean, that to me, that's humbling, but it kind of shows that there's so many people out there that love this show. And I hope I do it justice. I hope I do it justice by sharing how I feel about it. And like I said, I could talk about Cobra Kai for probably 12 hours or whatever. Anthony was on the other day, and we were just kind of I don't even know what we were talking about. And then we went to Cobra Kai, and like 45 minutes later, we're still talking about Cobra Kai. So, I have a lot of fun doing this stuff, and so to me, it's very humbling to connect with you guys and just talk about it, and just be have fun. Art says, based off my analysis, I think Barnes would win because Johnny couldn't beat An injured Daniel, while an intact Mike Barnes not winning until sudden death OT. Yeah, I think here's what I would think. If it was like a movie and they were fighting, I think quite honestly, Johnny would probably get pounded like 90% of that fight. Like I think he would be defensive, but I think he'd be taking quite a few hits. And then, he still has skill set too. He's still a good fighter, man. I think he's what's up, the real Brooklyn. I think he would still, puncher's chance, man. And sometimes when you're fighting people who are overconfident too, sometimes fight with anger. Actually, I was leaving some comments. Somebody was talking about that today in some of the Cobra Kai prediction videos, talking about emotions. But angry fighters make mistakes because they forget strategy too. Where I think Johnny's been more disciplined as a fighter, and I think he's pretty disciplined. So I think it would be a touch and go. Like I don't know who would win that fight. The real Brooklyn. We were talking about. Art was asking if Johnny and Mike Barnes were to fight. Like how do we think it would go? So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. I don't know if you're a Cobra Kai, if you follow Cobra Kai or not. And yeah, that would be interesting. And then Anthony says, kids are great. Muay Thai is great. And how about you and the kids? Yeah, we're doing pretty good, man. I'm just working like crazy right now. One at my job, and then just trying to pump out some content right now. So it's been I'm not really sleeping, so I stay up really late, edit, do all that stuff. And then I think last night I released it at I think it was like 12:30. I don't even know. Anthony says, I'm looking forward to Johnny versus Mike. I think it's gonna be an interesting one, man. I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like watching two people or two fighters that you really enjoy, and just who knows where it's gonna go. Oh my God, OMG, by golly, wow, did I say that right? Don't stress out too much trying to pump out videos. Better learn balance. Balance is key. Balance good, karate good. Everything good, balance bad. Better back up. Go home. Understand? Awesome quote from Mr. Miyagi. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I think right now, like I'm doing okay, man. I'm used to not sleeping. Ever since I got on this YouTube journey, I've literally haven't slept in probably like 2 years. And that's just, I don't know if it's more balanced for me. What's up, Brian? What's up, dude? Brian Lee, man. What's up, man? That's my buddy from PetSmart. What's up, dudes? Glad to see you on the live stream. We're just kind of talking about Cobra Kai, and just kind of right now I'm working on releasing another video, and so I'm just waiting for it to mix down, and then I'll probably upload that. So, but we're kind of talking about the quote, like, yeah, when I went on this YouTube journey, I think I stopped. I stopped sleeping, man. I mean, because you can only have so many hours in life. Thumbs up from Brian. To everybody I said hi to, by the way. And it's a tough journey. But if you find passion in doing something, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice. And that's why I tell like everybody, man. It's not just in YouTube. It's in life. If you want to get ahead, you're gonna have to give up. Especially if you're trying to do something different that you've never done before. You're gonna have to sacrifice something. And so for me, it's been sleep, man. It's been sleep for a few years, trying to get our channel off the ground. Like I said before, one of the other streams, that I started a leadership channel first, and then we kind of fell into the family channel. And then the family channel is just fun. We just do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And then, like I said, Cobra Kai kind of exploded this channel. So I've been trying to find balance, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not always there. If you ask Mar and you ask my wife, she'll I'll be working on something when I come home from work till everyone goes to bed, and then I wake up the next morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning to do more editing and all that. So, man, if I just had someone to edit my own videos, that'd probably help too. It'd probably cut out about, I don't know, 25 hours a week or something like that in editing. So, yeah, so I don't know. Each video, I'm getting more efficient though, because each video used to take me about 8 to 10 hours worth of editing and transitions, and the more fancier I get, sometimes when I'm pulling in video, and sometimes I think I kind of make it harder for myself because I want it to look a certain way, and so I'll invest time in making the way that the videos look. And so it used to take me a long time, and now the videos usually take about, I don't know, maybe about 5 hours. And then this last one that I just released tonight only took me about 3 hours to do it, 2.5 hours to do it. So it's pretty fast. Art Bar says, I think they will fight at some point. Not to mention, Mike Barnes had amazing cardio, not breathing hard at all, despite fighting in a full tournament, while Daniel only fought the last fight. Yeah, that's true story, man. He's a beast. Hey, by the way, true story. I don't know if he's still following me or not, but Mike Barnes, well, actually, the actor, I can't think of his name right now because it's on the fly, but he's actually following our Instagram, our family Instagram. I don't even know how that happened. Maybe I was like following some Cobra Kai stuff, and one day, whoop, I saw his picture that he's following our channel, which I thought was pretty awesome. And yeah, true story. That was a couple months ago. I don't know if he's still following us, but I thought it was pretty cool. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm planning, guys, this weekend to kind of wrap up the last of the videos. I did Daniel tonight. I'm probably gonna do Johnny's tomorrow, and then I'm debating like some of the other characters, like Dimitri. I don't really know if I want to spend a lot of time on that because there's just I don't really think. Not that I don't think the character is important. There's just certain characters I don't think they're gonna flesh them out to take a lot of time on the episodes, and so I'm kind of sticking to the main ones, and then thinking about what other characters might come back or come in to help with Cobra Kai and all that stuff. So what else? What else is going on, guys? What else is going out there, man? Some scary stuff for those of you out here in California, man. I saw there was I didn't pull it up on MSN today, but I know that there was like a shooting that happened recently. Gosh, I don't even know where it's at. And my computer's really slow right now because it's using all you to mix down that episode. But yeah, Sean Kanan. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you go to our family Instagram, I'll put it in here. I don't know. Maybe you guys can check for me while I'm live streaming because I can't multitask. I'm still learning live streaming, you guys. I mean, I can check it out if he's still. Hold on one second. I'm gonna drop the link to our Instagram. Maybe somebody could check it out, see if it's active. But I think he's still on there, dude. I still watch. I follow a lot of Cobra Kai stuff, man. I'm like obsessed. My wife thinks I'm a dork, but true story. The first season, she didn't really follow it. Like she didn't. I was kind of into it, and that's kind of when our YouTube channel was starting. The family channel was starting to take off. Um, and she wasn't really following it, and she didn't understand like what was happening. Like why do people care about this? Why are people watching your videos and all that? I said, because the show's awesome, that's why. Like, you got to check it out. And she didn't want to check it out, and all the kids started watching it, and all of the kids watched it, and then finally she kind of watched it, and she's like, wow, this is a really great show. And I said, I know, you should have jumped on the bandwagon, man. So I had surgery after ending up in the emergency room. HSFL, what's up, dude? Man, welcome to my live stream. So I usually check out yours. I'm starting, kind of still dabbling, man. I'm still learning, and I was telling you, I'm mixing down a prediction episode for Cobra Kai season 3, and I'm just kind of to see you, man. I love watching your channel. I love what you do, man. I love your ghost hunts. If you guys have a chance, just I try to spend time too watching YouTube, but it's so hard for me right now. So whenever I can, I always jump on people's streams that I really enjoy, and HSFL is one of them, dude. I love his channel. Always kind of has a mixture of different things too that he does. I've heard him sing with his guitar and all that stuff, but it's always cool to be in that community. I hope one day, man, that I have a community like that just everybody enjoys hanging out. Everyone in the chat's talking with each other, and so I encourage you guys too. Check out each other's channels, and support the community, support each other out there. Art says Mike Barnes was my favorite teenage villain in the Karate Kid series. Yeah, he was pretty tough, man. What else? Anthony, do you think Johnny's old buddies make a return to help him take down Kreese? Yeah, man, I don't know. Can I tell you something? I think I said this in the video. His buddies, and his buddy passing away and things like that. And the whole entire time, man, I was thinking, geez, these guys are so old. Like they've aged like 30 years or whatever. But in that bar scene when they start fighting, man, that's awesome. I was like, maybe they can handle it, but who knows? I think it was cool to see them have like a cameo that they came in. Whether or not they're gonna play series on YouTube, man, it's pretty amazing. And so we're just kind of chatting about it. And yeah, so what else, guys? What else is going on? What's going on in your world, man? What's going on, in your guys' lives? YouTubers, what's new and what's going on? I'm gonna check the status of this video real quick. Hold on. So it's about 33 minutes until it's finished mixing down. And then I started actually filming those episodes. I started filming them with, I got a new iPhone because I dropped it. I had the same phone for like 3 years. And then I took the boys. Actually, the video that we filmed at the drive-in, when we shot that video that night, I got out of my car and shattered the screen on my iPhone. And I was just like, oh, crap. And so I actually got a new one. And I just realized with this phone, it has 4K. And I don't know what's been going on with some of my cameras. I don't know if they're just kind of, I don't know, but the quality I wasn't happy with. Like I think it was last week on one of the reaction or prediction videos, I wasn't happy with it. And so I started using the iPhone, shooting it with 4K. Man, it looks pretty good. I don't know. Like I thought the quality looks really great. I have a couple of lights here. I have like 2 lights set up, but I thought the overall quality was pretty solid. Art says, do you think Miguel will side with Kreese, Cobra Kai, or Johnny? Miguel may hate Johnny because his son put him in the hospital due to the following advice about showing mercy. You guys are trying to get a lot of prediction videos, prediction questions out of me tonight. So it's a tough spot, man. It's I if you've ever gone through an injury that you've had to like recover from, and this actually happened to me while I was at PetSmart. I was a store manager for PetSmart for about 4 years, a little over four, maybe 4.5 years, I don't know. But I had surgery on my knee, and it should have been a simple procedure. It should have been a simple cleanup, and then what ended up happening is my knee. Oh, there's my wife, Marlena. Hey, sweetie. I didn't know that she was gonna jump on, but thank you. She says I'm hot. But I never imagined the amount of pain that I went through as my knee got infected, and it was just like hell. And Martin could probably tell you, like it was so bad that there was days that I would just sit there and I was just like, man, this is too hard, and it would numb me so bad with the pain, and I felt so broken as a person, man, and it completely, utterly demoralized me. And I'm a tough dude, man. Like nothing like that happens to me. Like I kind of roll with the punches. Life sucks sometimes. It is what it is, guys. Life is gonna be hard, and I've had some hard stuff happen to me in my life, but I've always kept like a positive attitude. And when that surgery happened, yeah, all that went out the door because all I was angry. I was like, I felt like a victim. Like, what happened to me? How did I deserve? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like this infection where my leg literally didn't work after like 2 weeks of me not even being able to walk. My leg suffered severe like atrophy, and I'm like, it's been 2 weeks and my leg doesn't work. What the heck? And I had to do physical therapy. It was like the worst experience of my life, worst 6 weeks of my life. Now, can you imagine if you have a broken back? Can you imagine if you have like a shattered disc or something in your spine? Like, dude, it's gonna be heck, man. So I don't really know. I don't know where he's gonna shift, even though like I have an idea, but I think he's gonna shift that anger towards somebody, if not everybody, including Sam, including Miguel, including Creed, little cocoon, because Marlena could tell you that's exactly what I did. I didn't want nobody to talk to me, man. I was so like messed up. I just didn't want anyone to talk to me. Those crutches, I remember walking with the crutch and got mad and threw that thing, and I started limping. And then Martin, by the way, was making fun of me because I limped. She said I looked like a zombie from Walking Dead. Yeah, she did that. She made fun of me. And so when you just think about that, like, who knows, man? These characters, I know they're just character guys, but these writers have done an amazing job like bringing them to life with like purpose and with the ability to let their emotions dictate their choices, or they're trying to be a better version of themselves. And of course, it all goes to hell because of so many different things. So it's interesting to see where it's gonna go, and I'm super excited, man. Does it by any chance? So this is what I do, you guys. As I'm doing all this, my cat Logan's making some noise over there. I don't really read stuff, so and that's kind of intentional. And I think I've said this in the last live stream where we kind of went into Cobra Kai. I try not to let things influence the way that like my perception of the characters. I really try to stay away from watching all that stuff and watching social media until this stuff's over. Once I get all these predictions, then I'll go watch and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But I really try to stay like in the moment and just stay in the moment about what I observe through observation, and then what's more likely to happen. It's all probability, guys. Like probability of behavior and all that. Maybe it's because I've been in leadership roles for the last 25 years, but behavior is predictable. Like most behavior is predictable. And so that's kind of where these characters are kind of built off that kind of model of what have they done in the past? What's the probability of them doing something based on their environment? I know it's kind of nerdy, like, but it's true. It's like I guess it's like an algorithm. You know, you try to figure out like where they're at to where they're trying to go and what barriers stand in their way. So, Art says what I can predict happening eventually is maybe Kreese will realize that he's gone too far when he sees the students being too merciless. So it's possible, man. But I think Kreese is that in his prediction video. I don't even remember if I did, but I think until he feels like he's accomplished whatever his goal was, he's gonna not stop at anything. And so I think he's kind of off the deep end, man. And like I said, he's a master manipulator. If you watch the last video that I did the prediction, he's a master manipulator in what he does, and no mercy. You know, he's reliving that over and over now. Remember, like no mercy to anyone, and because Johnny has shown mercy, he's only going to reinforce what happens when you don't, or when you do. You're going to really buy into that. He's masterful, man. He feeds that stuff to them. He really feeds that stuff. Um, Hold on one second, guys. So Martin said, let me see. I don't know what happened, Martin. I don't know. He might have said something, a key word that because I saw it, but then it blocked it, and then I'm not sure what happened. Art says, just like Ivan Drago, dude, best character ever. I will burn you if he dies. He died. Creed to prevent his son. Just like, oh, you're talking about Creed 2? Never seen it, dude. So spoiler alert. I've never seen it. Yeah, I know. I thought you were talking about Rocky 4. Let's see. He says the end of Creed 2 to prevent his son from getting beaten to death the way that he beat Apollo, and he also stood at his son's side even in defeat. Wow, that's interesting, man. You guys know? I'll probably have to check it out if it is. Anthony, I see Daniel going back to Japan to get back to the root of Miyagi karate and him taking Johnny along. So, I have another theory, but I can't share it with you right now because otherwise it's going to spoil the video. But I have a theory that there's an alternate reason why he's going back. I think a lot of people think that it's going to be like personal to find his balance. I don't think that. I'm gonna release it. I don't want to talk too much about it, but thank you guys for putting some ideas out there. But I have an idea that I think is gonna happen. And so Marlena said, I said Kreese will not come to his senses because he needs a good butt whooping. Yeah, he does, and he can still fight. Right at the end of Cobra Kai season 1, the beginning of season 2, the first episode, he can still fight, man. So who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen with him? And hey, Martin, I was telling them how you used to make fun of me and call me a nerd, and because I was nerding out on Cobra Kai, and then all of a sudden I catch you binge watching, and then you got into it. So, and I don't know if did you finish season 2? I don't even know if you finished season 2, to tell you the truth. I think she did. I don't remember. What else? Yeah, guys. So I'm trying to get through these videos. If you be patient with me, I'm trying to really get through all of them by this Sunday. All right. Martin said, duh. I'm trying to get through them, so be patient with me. But it's so cool, man. You know what I think is really cool, you guys? And because, like I said, I really, Marlena and I really want to have a community. Like, I love going to different communities and watching and go, like, wow, everybody, like, knows each other. Everybody enjoys talking with each other, chatting with each other. Like, I hope someday that's what we have. Martin says, of course I did. You made me. Did I? I don't remember. Did I make you watch? Oh yeah, that's right. We binged through it. That's right. I forgot. So, um, Anthony says, love how your wife's joining this conversation. I can't even get my wife to watch the first movie. Duh. I know we talked about that last stream, man. You gotta tell her, like, you gotta see it. You gotta give it a chance. You gotta. Hey, but there's other things that I can't get Martin to watch, like what is it? The Matrix, Lord of the Rings. She will not watch ever, forever, ever. And I think Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. I've been trying to get her to watch Harry Potter, and she will not watch it. So I feel you, man. I feel you. Hey, what's up, Ryan? What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. What if Robbie committed suicide because he thought the guilt on him after he hurt Miguel was strong on him after Robbie wanted to change his life around, knowing that Robbie regretted his past. That would be a heartbreaker, man. Totally possible with his character. Man, that would suck. That would totally suck if that happens to him. I don't know. I kind of say it. I kind of sprinkle it. Throughout all of these seasons with Robbie. I really like Robbie. In the beginning, I didn't. The first couple episodes in season one, nah, I didn't like him. And then he slowly grew on me. And the reason why he grew on me is he kind of came from a tough situation, but he's trying to write his life. Like, how many people do we know out there, guys? Not to go off on a rant, because I'm notorious for rants, right, Anthony? How many people do we know out there that have had a tough upbringing, and it shapes their future, shapes their lives, and nothing good comes from that. I think, and this is not fictional. This is, like, I know people. They continue to kind of spiral out of control, doing whatever they know best, whether it's, whatever it is. But it's tough. So I like his character, and I'm like, I always root for the underdog. So to me, he is probably the biggest underdog, even though I know many people would differ, have different opinions, trying to erode his future. Those natural sees that anger's key, dude. I've lived with anger my whole life. I want to go into that rant because my dad abandoned me and all that. So I've had all this anger inside, and so it just takes things to trigger it, man, and then disrupt every aspect of your life that you've tried to build in one day. You can destroy it all, just from anger. So let me get back to the chat real quick. It says, Art says, I think that the love triangle between Daniel and Johnny will be resurrected over Ali, which I honestly don't want to see. The love triangle nonsense has gotten old. So I kind of agree with you, man. Like, I don't think that that's like what the writers would do. And I think it'd be cool. Like, that's what everybody wants to see. They're like, oh, ex-girlfriend. Dude, Daniel's married. He's like, and then shred the whole series to pieces just to bring Allie back. Like, come on, man. That's not going to happen. But she can in that character in will be cool. But I don't think there's going to be that love triangle either. And I don't think that it's going to go like, hey, me and Johnny, let's hook up, all that. I don't think that's going to happen. Anthony says, I never liked Robbie. Always seemed like a snake, just like Kreese. And I agree with you. That's why I didn't like him in the beginning. The first couple episodes, I'm like, don't like him. I just didn't. And even though he's trying to change, you can see that he's still trying to kind of sift through all of that stuff, almost to the point where, me in, why would someone genuinely try to take care of me? Why would someone genuinely try to spend time with me? So he's always kind of had that protect yourself at all costs. And what I saw in season 2 is that slowly coming down, and you're seeing a softer side of him. And then he kicks Miguel off the balcony. Hey, what happened? It happens, I guess. What else? Ryan says, do you think Daniel became a monster like Cobra Kai to fight Cobra Kai and is an anti-hero? That's a good question. Are you asking, do we think that he can become the monster? Oh, wait, wait. Are you talking about back in Karate Kid? I don't know. That's a good question. But I will tell you this about Daniel. He, like I said, I can go on some rants about this stuff. Think about all the stuff that he's done, man. He's done some shady stuff, man. So he is not as clean and cut as we remember. What did he do? Manipulates the owner of the shopping center that Johnny works in. He did a whole bunch of shady stuff, man. And then he intentionally shows up at the liquor store just to make his presence found. Come on, dude. That's kind of some shady stuff too. That's like you're trying to prove a point. And I think there is that part of him in there that he's capable of doing that. And I also think those type of tactics will probably use towards Kreese, maybe Cobra Kai. What else? This turned into like a Cobra Kai session, right? I guess we all need those every once in a while. Art says, I think that Cobra Kai students will probably try to hunt for Robbie to avenge Miguel, assuming they can find him. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. There's probably, at the helm would probably be Hawk. You can tell he's got a lot of anger towards him. Marlena says, my phone keeps freezing, so I'm going to peace out. Nighty night. All right, sweetie. We'll talk to you later. Thank you for jumping in the stream. So he's totally capable. Really have to think about it. So what else? What do you guys think? What do you think's going to happen? Since I've read so many comments, guys. I was so overwhelmed. I love you too, Mar. I was so overwhelmed this afternoon. So just to kind of give you some behind the scenes stuff, because I know you guys just see the video and that's it. But behind the scenes, dude, I was at work today. Honestly, it was kind of a rough day, and I'm like, man, let me check out if there's some comments on here, about the video that I just released. And there was like so many comments, not only from the last video for Kreese, but like all the other ones. And so when I opened it up, I was like blown away, and I'm like sitting there trying to scroll through to read them all because I really want to read them all. And it took me a while to do that. So it's just crazy. It's overwhelming, the amount of response and comments, and that I hope you guys appreciate it. But it's super cool to see the comments. It's even cooler to see you guys in the live stream, just hear me rant on and nerd out about Cobra Kai. Let me see. Ryan, know the show. I mean, like, did he become like Cobra Kai? Like that he who fights the monster must see to it that does not become a monster himself. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. I think there's some truth. I mean, think about maybe not physically fighting, except that one scene that they fought. I think that was just a build-up. But look at how the ugly side of him has come out, and all of that stuff. It's kind of, when you know your opponent and when you know what you're up against, you're gonna have to adapt, and sometimes you have to become, to beat your enemy, you got to become like your enemy. Otherwise, that's kind of the same scenario that we're talking about with Johnny and Mike Barnes. Is energy, intention, anger, all that stuff is fuel, man. And if you come in, how many times have you seen a fight with boxers that come in with a strategy and they're just simply overwhelmed by brute force? They're not going to survive very well unless you stand toe to toe with them, and maybe you can, what did Kreese say? The best defense. Oh no, Johnny. The best defense is more offense. Like, it's the same thing. You got to stand your ground and do that. So, Art says, I didn't like Daniel in the last episode of season 2. Automatically jumps to conclusion, believing his daughter can do no wrong, blaming Robbie for her getting drunk, and even though he discouraged it. So I agree with you. And there's, let me see where this video is at. I actually talk a little bit about that and talk about looking through. There's about 13 minutes left until this video is mixed down. So I think, you guys, like, the characters don't get to see the full picture, and that's intentional. They only have their version of what they're seeing at the time. And when you think about everything that's happened in that season, like, what good did Daniel didn't see Miguel bringing back the medal. Like he didn't see any of that stuff. Even though that's Miguel, he's still part of Cobra Kai. He never saw those conversations with Johnny and Miguel eating a hamburger where Johnny's telling his story and you're seeing the softer side. He didn't see Johnny standing there watching, Miguel on that table as he's playing back his voicemail. He don't see any of that stuff. All he's seeing is destruction from Cobra Kai students towards his property, towards his billboard, which is still probably one of the funniest things when Johnny went up there and spray painted on it. I thought that was awesome. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was classic. But you just got to see, like, he just doesn't have children. When your child's hurt, man, you don't give a darn what has caused this, only who caused this to my child. And it doesn't matter if they're provoked, doesn't matter if your child was in the wrong, it does not matter. Because at that moment, all you're thinking about is your child is hurt and you are going to do whatever it takes to protect them at all costs. And that's all you see. That's all you're going to see. And I think that's where a lot of people don't see that with his character. Like he should know better, or he's just caught. He's caught up with the dojo, and then he's caught up with like all that drama that just happened. So, what is Anthony? Especially with girls. What did I say? I don't know. I was kind of rambling, so I'm not sure what I said. You gotta watch your kids, especially. Or meaning that having girls, because you have all girls, right? So heck yeah, man. That's when they bring their first boyfriend over, and you're like cleaning your gun when they walk in. The first boyfriend over. So Art says, I partially blame Daniel for what happened to Miguel because he disowned Robbie, again leading him to not applying the Miyagi-Do principles in the school brawl. Also, after finding out about the kiss. Yeah, I don't remember which video I saw the butterfly effect. Just so you guys know that I think I said this with Anthony, he was on last time. When I shoot these videos, there's like minimal preparation. It's just like, boom, go. And there's no cut. So it just, whatever's coming out, just like this live stream, whatever's coming out is coming out. And one of them I mentioned about the butterfly effect and how we kind of not all, but all the characters have some sense of responsibility as one thing shifted to another. Like even something as simple as like what if Daniel found Sam and Robbie at like one of Sam's friends' house? The outcome could have been completely different. What if Tori never made it to the school that day? Events would have been totally different. There's all these things that have led to these moments that each character has contributed. And I always thought that about like Daniel and Johnny. Like they're both doing things unintentionally that is starting to cause like this conflict and they're not intentionally trying to do it until like season 2. But if you go back through season 1, like they were never intentionally. Johnny didn't open that up to piss off Daniel. But Daniel opened it up in reaction to what he did, which caused Johnny to have a react. And then it just kind of went on and on and on. And it's like that butterfly effect, man. Like one little thing sets off a trigger for other things to happen. And then bad stuff happens, man. So it's like an accumulation. So you're right. Like, where do you shift responsibility? Is some of it Sam? I think some of it's Sam. If you want to go back to the root of all of it, then it's probably Daniel. If Daniel had not started this dojo, would this have happened? If Johnny had never started the dojo, would this have happened? If Johnny didn't push Hawk, Eli, and he didn't become Hawk, would he have destroyed Miyagi-Do dojo, even if everything else remained the same? But would there have been a character to destroy Miyagi-Do? And the answer is like, I don't know. Who knows? There's just like, there's endless possibilities of things that could have happened. But that's what's so brilliant is I think the writers have put all these little Easter eggs in there that just kind of keep the characters going. And we learn a little bit more about them. That's why I don't think there's going to be this like end all brawl out fight thing in season 3. I don't think there's going to be an all valley tournament. each character from season 1 to season 2 like exponentially has had things grow in their character or have bad things happen exponentially where we want to see what happens. We want to see what happens with Robbie. If all of season 3 was about Robbie and running from the cops and all that stuff, it'd probably be interesting if it was just about him. But that's not what's going to happen. We have 8 other characters that we need to do things with. And that's why I don't think the time frame, I've said this over and over and over. I don't think the time frame is over a year and then all of a sudden Miguel's healthy. They've done this like within a 3-month window of every episode, every series. Every season has been within a couple months. So if you use that kind of logic, like what could possibly happen in a 3-month window with all of these characters? And that's kind of the logic that I've kind of used. So Anthony says, do you think Daniel's wife leaves him because he refuses to give up karate? Obviously, he continues with karate if there is a season 3. So I think ultimately, yeah. I don't know if it'll be season 3, season 4. And I really, personally, I don't want to give it away because now I'm like leading into Daniel because I've been talking about him with this episode that I'm going to release. But I do think that there's going to be some things that are going on with him. And I'm not really sure if the focus is actually going to be rebuilding Miyagi-Do. Like everyone thinks that would be like the most logical step, right? But I don't think that. Like with the house, needs to get his house in order. Get your house in order, LaRusso, right? You got to get it in order first. And karate is a huge factor in that has to be removed temporarily until the family unit is secure. Like, I don't know if that's really going to happen. So Ryan says, I think that Daniel is going crazy because he's having trouble moving on after Miyagi's death. There's no way he's this mad at Cobra Kai. I think Cobra Kai pushed him over the edge. So, very true. So I'm trying not to say bad words or curse words because at some point these videos will be monetized too. So I'm just kind of thinking in my head, and I probably dropped a couple myself. So totally possible. You know, I think, like, have you guys ever had, I don't want to get all philosophical because I can do that too all day. But I mean, have you guys ever been to that point in your life where just everything just falls apart? Like it's just, you just feel like everything is absolutely collapsing in your life. You know, from it could be a relationship, could be a job, it could be both at the same time. It could be like just things are just collapsing in your life. There's those moments where you're just like, you think you're gonna lose your stuff, man, and maybe you do on people, on whatever. Like I worked in retail, right, for so many years. That's how I knew Brian from PetSmart, and so many years, and people would come in and absolutely lose their crap over like 35 cents. 35 cents. And I'm like, I'm looking at that person, I'm just looking at them blinking, screaming at me because the price was different by 39 cents. And so after they're ranting and whatever, and they're like exploding, I'm like, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a discount for 39 cents. Are you good with that? Well, yeah, thank you. Okay, cool, here you go. Have a good day. And I've had people come back into the store like a couple hours later and they're like, I'm so sorry. You know, my daughter was in a car accident. You know, I'm having issues. You know, this is all true stories, guys. I can tell you retail stories for life, man. I have a whole bunch of them. And at that moment, it's just like in that fraction of a day, at that moment, people just lose it, dude. So he's totally susceptible, just like everyone else, man. All these characters, and in the real world, totally susceptible to like losing it. And there may be a reason why he goes back to, you know, to try to find himself. You know, Okinawa. He might go back to try to find himself. Who knows? So, you guys want to hear a story from retail? Because I actually shared this one recently too. I'm gonna tell you while you guys are coming up with more Cobra Kai stuff. Since how long have we been streaming? We've been streaming for 52 minutes. Yikes! I've been rambling for that long. I'm gonna tell you a true story, guys, really quick. Okay, and it has to do with I used to work at Target. I worked at Target for 13 years. I was an assistant store manager. It was very early in my career, maybe my second or third year as an assistant, and this guy was parked in the back of the building, but we could see him out through our receiving area. We could look out the windows, and he was out there, right? And we knew he was doing something. So someone called the cops. I don't even know if it was us, but somebody called the cops. The cops pull up, and they're telling him get out of his car. So we're in receiving, looking out the windows, like, oh shoot, right? I was young. I was like 23, so I thought it was cool, right? So anyways, this guy, they're telling him, and I can hear them now, like screaming at him, get out of the car, get out of the car. Absolutely refuses. So the next thing I know is I hear on the walkie, David, can you come up to the front, please? And I'm like, oh crap, now what's going on? So I go up there. It was the SWAT team, SWAT, and I was like, how can I help you guys? They're like, hey, we need to get roof access, and we need access to this hallway right here that's leading out. It's a fire exit, huge fire exit door that leads outside. And I was like, okay, so yeah, I let them up, open the roof. So they like 8 people, 8 SWAT team members go up there. They're staged up there with rifles, everything. I mean, they came in fully loaded, dude. And this is at Target, right? And of course, I was the only manager on duty because that's when all the crazy stuff happens when you're by yourself. And so then one of the guys comes up to me and says, hey, I need that door open. Can you open it? And I was like, yeah. So I disarm it, all that kind of stuff. And so then 2 guys with rifles, man, I mean, they have that door cracked open. And so as I unlocked it, I kind of peeked outside, and the car was only maybe 20 yards away from there. So it was really close to it. So they must have scoped it out, and they must have known that that would be the best like strategy. So I look at it, I let them out, and these guys have guns drawn. They're standing in the building with it cracked open with their guns drawn. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So I'm like, oh, dude, this is going to get crazy. And so I'm like, what do I do? So I call my boss and say, hey, there's some stuff going down here. We have SWAT here. And they kind of laughed at me. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. Like, SWAT is here right now. Guns drawn on this car that's in the back. So anyways, I go back to receiving. As I'm walking back there, I hear this loud bang. Like, it sounded like a shotgun went off. And so I was like, whoa. So then I kind of run to receiving, and I look out the back, and I could see them grabbing the guy and yanking him out, right, out of the car. Meanwhile, I look to the right, and I can see the SWAT, the bomb robot, is coming down like a ramp. True story. I'm like, what is going on here? So they yank him out, and I was like, oh, man. They handcuff him, all that stuff, and then, they asked me to come lock up that door again, the one that you can see the car. So I said, sure. So I go over there, and as I'm going to lock it, I can see his car. And now I see what actually happened. They had shot his car with a beanbag, right? And there was a dent probably this big, the size of my head, in the side of his car. And I guess when that bag of the pallets or whatever hit that car so loud, he freaked out, threw his hands up, and they came charging him and just ripped him out of the car. And I was like, what the heck? So after that, and just keep in mind, when all this is happening, these guys are out like pointing their guns. People are still shopping in the store. And so as they're walking by, they're looking, and they just let go of their carts, and everybody was leaving the building because these guys had guns drawn and all that, and everyone's like, nope. And they all left. It was crazy. So that was my retail story. And I probably have about 200 other stories that are crazy like that. So that's my rant. So Art says, I personally think Dimitri's courage will skyrocket after beating Hawk at school and finally realizing that you have to do things yourself after the teacher told Dimitri, screw this. So totally possible, guys. Totally possible. I think Dimitri, let me know if you guys want me to do a Dimitri video. I could. It'd probably be at the end because I'd rather go through some of the bigger characters. I could do one for him. If there's any other characters that you guys want to hear me talk about, if you guys ask, more than likely I'll do them. If I get enough people asking about them, I'll create some more videos. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. So what time is it right now? Oh, shoot, it's 11:30. All right, guys. So this video is officially done. So I'm going to start uploading it to YouTube right now. And hopefully I'll have this released in the next 45 minutes to an hour. And then I'll have Daniel. So some of the things, like if I almost gave some stuff away, I was trying not to, but you'll see when this video drops, I do have my perspective of what I think is going to happen to him. So check it out. So, but thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you guys. I want to have a little more structure. So at some point, I'll have a date and a time, and I really want to try to get them a little earlier too. I know I usually do them at night late, but that's simply just scheduling, like scheduling logistics. It's just tough to make it happen. So, I'll try to do my best to do them a little bit earlier and have some type of set schedule. And Marlena and I are trying to figure out when we can do, the show with us together and all that stuff. So we're working on a ton of stuff right now. So be patient. And I hope you guys enjoy this upcoming video. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thank you, guys. We're approaching almost an hour. It's at like 58 minutes and 18 seconds. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. And hopefully I'll probably do maybe another live stream this weekend. I'm not sure yet, but it'll probably be like Saturday or Sunday. I'll do at least one. So leave your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. When these get released, let me know what you think about them. And appreciate, man. It's cool to see you guys, see you guys in here that I've seen comments before. I appreciate that. So that's it, guys. I'm going to get out of here, get back to work. No more retail stories. If you guys want to know more retail stories, tell me. And like, I'll try to work them into the live stream and all the crazy stuff I've seen. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Got to get back to work. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. See you later, guys. I'm out.